Hello. All right. I'm going to level with you guys. I don't know if this is working yet. I don't see a signal from my microphone. Check here. Yeah. Okay. We're in a different location today. We're outside. I normally only film out here once a year, but my Mac Studios is dead, which is leading to many problems. And I didn't realize how bad, because I'm not really a gamer. I don't really build PCs. I don't do much. I do video editing and audio recording. That's it. And I hadn't kept track of how bad the prices have been. And on top of that, the shortages. I went to go order a replacement because I'm like, I gotta make videos. And I can't. Not because I can't afford it. There's none in stock. The Mac Studio I went to go build, it said it wasn't going to ship until November from Apple. So here we are. We're going off of the iPhone. I'm using an old janky MacBook Pro so I can monitor the chat. And I said, you know what? Since I can't get anything done, at least right now, I'll pop on. I got some stuff I want to talk about. If you could let me know, Greg, and anyone else who's in here, if this is working all right. I assume it's probably not going to be as crisp and as smooth video-wise, but I got to know if the audio is working good because I got two different options I can pick from with the audio, whether I want to use the audio from the computer, which I keep looking at the screen, or if I want to use the audio from the phone. But either way, I just want to make sure it's working before I get too deep into this because it's pointless. I don't want to have one of those things where I just ramble on and on. Oh, you can hear me good. Yeah, I saw that too, but at the same time, Greg, the problem is this, okay? Because of all the memory shortages and all this AI nonsense and all these stupid freaking data centers that are popping up all over the country and destroying communities and making everything much more expensive as far as utilities and day-to-day life go, this is unprecedented, and it's just, you just can't get them. I've never had this before because with Mac stuff especially, even when they had new stuff coming, you could get anything. The only stuff you can get right now from Apple is the entry level or the iMacs. And let's be honest here. If you're doing pro work, you're not ordering an iMac. So I could get like a base model Mac Mini. That ain't going to do me what I need. And that's not worth the money. Not to me, not for what I want to do. Or, yeah, that's pretty much it. There are no Mac Studios new. So I'm just kind of winging it. That's all you can do, right? Can't cry. Not in stock, not in stock. All right, hey, Lexi. Audio is great. They always have a shortage right before release. AI shortage won't affect Apple, but will affect PCs. Well, it's already affected Apple. These were supposed to come out way earlier this year. And now it's looking like early Q4 or late Q3. I don't know. Whatever, either October or November. So that's not good. That's not good because if they were releasing like tomorrow, it'd be a little bit more understandable. But still, not being able to get anything, that's tough. That's tough. Don't get me started on AI data centers. Not a fan. Oh, I'm not a fan either. I hate them. I think it sucks. And I love the fact that younger people, not a fan of this AI. Not a fan of it at all. And things that annoy me, like, I do the YouTube thing. There's nothing that's just more like, oh, seriously. Like older people especially, I find they do this. You can look at the thumbnails, it's AI, and I'm like, bro. Bro, I get it. You want to relive your youth. But you look like a freaking schmuck with a perfect AI, stupid movie-looking background thing as your thumbnail. Like, come on, man. You're making videos about guitars. You don't need to do that. You ever look at Uncle Larry's thumbnails? They're terrible, but they're great at the same time. They're not like pro thumbnails. It's just like random shots from his phone. And it just works because the actual content is good. He doesn't need to go over the top with the AI nonsense to get people to click into it. You know what I mean? But I mean, it is what it is. So, all right. So I've addressed the thing. The long and short of it is this. I don't know how much work I'm going to be able to do. I can do the filming. I can't do the good audio with it, though, because I got nothing to hook the Apollo up to. can't mic an amp with a phone. That's not happening. So we'll see what happens. I got two things that I can kind of make into videos for the weekend, but it kind of put a big like, oh no, like a fork in the road, not a fork in the road, like a block in the road, like a gigantic truck blocking the roadway. You can't drive off the road to avoid it. Nice view. Yeah, this is nice. Ideally what I wanted to do, I wanted to film this in the pool. I got an above ground pool, and I was like, you know what? That would be a good chill place to do it, but probably too noisy, and I'd probably cause a disaster. I would ruin more electronics. I don't want to do that. But yeah, this is my lanai. I like sitting out here. It's one of my favorite places in the house. Looks like there's a silver sky. It's not silver, I would say, behind me. It's blue in some areas, but a little overcast here in Florida today. A little overcast, but silver skies, huh? I've always liked to I don't know. I want to try a silver sky again. I'm kind of afraid to. I want to play the silver sky against the Fender Custom Shop, because I feel like that's more of an apt comparison, and that's already saying a lot about what I think about the quality of the silver sky and the PRS, right? Because I told you guys this last week. The silver sky I played was a while ago, and it was in the store, but it was really, really good. Really good. I was totally wrong about those guitars. And it's funny, like I posted a PRS video, I had comments. A lot of them are super positive. A lot of them are PRS people that only pop up when I post about PRS. But a lot of the Fender people are just like, oh, PRS, that's junk. Let me tell you something, all right? When you say something like that to somebody like me, I'm a very defiant person. I hate PRS. I don't play those anymore. I don't want to do this. I'm clicking off the video, but I'm also going to comment to let you know I'm clicking off. Makes me want to buy more PRS guitars. Makes me want to ring up the people at PRS and say, let's get something going together. And I also, what's crazy is this, right? This Fender thing has skyrocketed the sales of the silver sky. You go to Sweetwater right now, you can't get one. You can't get an American one. You can get the Court ones, the SEs. You can't get an American one. They're all back ordered. Every single color is back ordered. So Fender announces all this, and all of a sudden, silver skies are just gone. Everyone's like, well, I'm buying one now. And whether it's because they're thinking, oh, well, what if Fender forces them to stop making them? Guys, that's not going to happen. Don't be ridiculous. Or they're just so anti-Fender right now that they're like, oh, you know what? Screw them. I'm going to buy a silver sky. Either way, PRS are having a hard time keeping those things around. So getting one might not be as easy as older things, right? All right. Why not connect the quad cortex to the iPhone via USB-C and use it as an interface? Because I don't have that stupid connection thing, and then you're introducing more latency. And then what am I going to do from there? Okay, so if I plug the quad cortex into the iPhone, Aaron, you're going to give me a stroke. You're going to give me a stroke. If I plug a quad cortex into the iPhone, what am I recording into at that point? Am I recording into GarageBand for iPhone? You know, Aaron, stop. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right. We'll let it go. Thing, not tone. Everything is about tone. If it was all about tone and people didn't listen with their eyes, I think a lot of people would like PRS a lot more. That's all I'm going to say about that, just generally speaking. There are some guitars that PRS make that they're definitely a PRS sound. And if your ears are 100% tuned for either a Fender thing or a Gibson thing, and you're expecting it to be one of those, you're not going to be a happy camper. Okay? You're just not. But if you go into it thinking, you know, I'm buying a PRS or I'm trying a PRS and my expectations are for it just to sound like a PRS, you'd be very happy with it. Well, guess what? QC ships with USB B to C cable in the box now. Mine didn't. All right, mine didn't ship with that. I got one of the old discontinued models. I'm very grateful for it. I think the thing is awesome. But as far as connectivity goes, I didn't get all those bells and whistles. All right. This is fun. I don't know. I feel much more chill out here. It's super windy. I apologize if that wind is bleeding through. But this is my favorite room in the house. I feel the most comfortable out here. And it's just different. It gets me the hell out of that little dungeon. I don't know. You guys have that? Is your music room, or do you have like a basement or like a set aside place in your house? So it's just a little dungeony. I want to liven it up. Make it more like this. I digress. Same here. Wife tells me not to buy guitars anymore, then I go crazy. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to keep your wife as happy as possible. And that's not just for guitar stuff. If I could tell you guys some crazy shit. All right. Well, before I get into more of the gear talk, I got to run something by you. All right. Because I heard this today from my wife, and this drove me bonkers. Right. I don't know how many of you have kids. Okay. One of my wife's friends, rather somebody that my wife knows. I'm not going to name anybody here because I don't want to get in big trouble for this. Okay. But I don't think any of them watch this stuff anyways. Not into this. They get married. She's friends with the guy. He marries a girl. They have a kid. The kid's 4. Before they got married, she was a musician, dude. Small gigs, not a real following, anything like that. As far as like substantial, like she wasn't like a massive touring artist doing music. That gave it all up to be a kid. It's more of a hobby thing, but still gigging on semi-regular basis, maybe 2 times a month, and then recording once a year. Kid's 4 now. My wife tells me, she's just like, "You're never gonna believe this." I said, "What?" The wife went back to India, leaving the husband who's working with the baby by himself, and they moved out of California, where we're from, to Alabama. He's got nobody, so that she could chase her dream and try to be a musician out in India. The first word that popped into my head, what I said to my wife: divorce. That's a divorce. People are so freaking selfish, man. So selfish. A 4-year-old. You left your 4-year-old. And then you some of the social media stuff, bragging about it like it's empowering. You're an empowered female because you left your kid behind and your husband behind to take care of your kid while you chase a dream with no monetary guarantees and no nothing. Just doing your dream, living your best life. It's a joke. It's a joke. I know it's very off topic, but that got to me. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about that. All right? Anyway. Stop it, Aaron. I'm not doing it. Okay. PRS. They're always well balanced, both in tone and price tag. For the most part, I agree with you on that. The thing I like about PRS, right? A lot of people are going to say, and one of the things that Mayer likes to sell them on is you can go to a store, you can take one off the rack, and you can gig it that night because the setups are really good. That's not what does it for me, though. It's nice, but I do all my own setups anyway, I like the fact that they're easy to set up. There's no fighting with the guitar to get them set up. And that once you do get it set up, you're 100% done. Unless you're in crazy, crazy spiking humidity levels, heat levels, things like that. Then, they're just so stable. They're so reliable. And the vibratos that PRS uses, now I'm not counting the Jazzmaster Jaguar vibrato that comes on the offsets because that thing is world class. But compared to the regular vintage Strat style vibrato, even on the Fender Custom Shop, the DGTs is much better. Much, much, much better. It's just a better design. It's got a better feel to it. I don't know. That's just me. I love them. I think they're great. All right. 8515 pickups sound different. They have a high fidelity feel. Yeah, that I don't have a CE24 anymore. That's part of the reason why I think my thing with those is if you play more aggressive music, like modern aggressive music, that's like the king's king of modern guitars because they do that sound really good. The mid range is voiced in a way where it's just like it's so good with more aggressive modern style gain because you can have old school like plexi style gain or whatever, right? And even throw like a tube screamer in front of it to push it over the top. It's just fundamentally not the same as something that's based on a higher gain circuit. I think the CE24 is just great for that. But additionally, every time I've demoed one of those, my favorite part has been the split coils with a buttload of time-based and modulation because they're just so clear. And a lot of it is because, they're more modern voiced. They work really well for that. But definitely not everyone's cup of tea. And if you want more of a vintage sound, that ain't the guitar for it. The 594 is my favorite. Thick neck rules. CE had a huge neck pocket. I just couldn't get over it. Could fit several picks in it. I had to sell. Open school, Opeth tune. Yeah, I get it. That's pretty much what I just said there. There you go. 594s are great. The other thing about the 594, got a little bit bigger fret wire. I think there's only 3 guitars that come with unique frets that aren't baby frets. I think the Mayer comes with baby frets because it's going after the vintage Strat sort of vibe, right? The DGT, that's got jumbos on it. The McCarty 594s have jumbos or bigger fret wire that's kind of been rounded out a little bit to make them more played in. And what's the other one? The Modern Eagle, I think those have bigger frets as well. But majority of PRS guitars, they use the same fret wire. Okay. You must have an older one. Stop it, Aaron. Aaron, you're going to drive me bonkers. I'm not doing tech support right now. All right? We'll talk on the phone after. I feel that PRS comment. I don't really gel with the looks of the Santana SE, but I'd be lying if it doesn't sound great. Yeah, man. It's just great. They're really good. They're really good. Okay. Your whole condo is your music room. See, that's not. I already know you don't have kids, but if you just type that and I didn't know you'd be like, oh, you don't have kids. Of course you're. I almost made a really bad John Mayer joke, like a dad joke. But I'll save you guys. But of course, yeah, you can afford to do that. When I was single before I got hitched up, the last house I lived in San Diego, I was in North Park. And what was cool about it was it had 2 bedrooms, which in North Park, in San Diego, nowadays, it'd be, oh my God, probably like $5,000 to rent that thing out. But I got a good rate on it because I knew the people. It had 2 rooms. The one room was on the smaller side, but had a hardwood floor. And then the bigger room had a huge walk-in closet. Obviously, they mapped it out so the bigger room with the walk-in closet, that's going to be your master bedroom where you sleep and all that. That's not how I did it. I turned the master bedroom into the music room. I had a 3-piece kit that I set up. I converted it to a 3-piece. I didn't set the whole thing up for my drums. I used a big walk-in closet as a vocal booth. And then I just had the amps on the one wall. And what was cool about that room is it got the same amount of light as this one because I had sliding glass doors that led out to the outside to my little backyard. Is maybe, I don't know, 12 by 12. It's California. That's a lot of space in California if you have 12 by 12 of grass outside. But yeah, that was all music. That whole house was built around, all right, have that room furthest away from everything. The biggest room gets this and just turn it into everything music. So I get it. All right. All normal household furniture is in storage. I get that. Just because you make a child doesn't mean you should. Oh, yep. Some people just shouldn't have had a child to begin with, man. This sucks. It's a crappy thing. That pissed me off. And I'm not sitting here tooting my own home. I'm just going to tell you guys straight as shit. I've had a lot of opportunities, especially since I did this, and the way that like this is all so stupid and screwed up, right? there's a few bands that like I knew growing up with. Like I didn't know them, but like I listened to them growing up in like the 90s. They're still playing. And I've spoken to some of these people. I got offered a gig to go touring. I could have went out, played 3-4 months, I think it was. Played all these different places, mostly North America. I think it was like 5 or 6 dates in South America. And I turned it down pretty much immediately because I didn't want to leave my wife with my kid, and it was not feasible given the pay to bring everyone with me. Plus, you go on tour like that, unless it's a huge thing and everyone's got, there's a lot of money involved. You're not bringing your family to stuff like that. You're just not doing it. It's not feasible. And to me, it's just like I don't get mad about that because it's just, as a dad, what the hell are you going to do? And as a husband, what the hell are you going to do? It's a terrible thing to just blow somebody off like that and just put all the responsibility while you go off and do your thing. Even though I was gonna make decent money doing it. I don't get people, man. I don't get people. The selfishness, the lack of care, the lack of consideration. I'll never understand it. And I'm really grateful that I get to make some money doing what I do here, and it's a lot of different things. It's not just uploading videos, but I still get some sort of connection with music, and I'm happy with that. When you become a parent, I know, and if you don't have kids, you're sick of me saying this is the last thing I'll say. But when you become a parent, I mean this sincerely, as somebody who's never thought they were going to be a dad, nothing else matters. And it's not just saying nothing else matters. That's how it is. If you're a decent human being, not even a great human being, your priorities instantly change. Because I'm no angel, but it was instant. It's just like, oh yeah, this is this. Everything else, sorry about that. Everything else doesn't matter anymore. But yeah. Anyway, turns out Fender did the other builders a huge favor. Yeah, they did. PRS has better, but not perfect quality control than Fender and Gibson, priced accordingly. I've owned guitars from all these brands, and that's your real-world experience. I gotta say, man, if I'm just looking at things from a vacuum, I don't think you can really argue against what you said. I don't know how many guitars I've demoed on this channel. And, they're not all, sorry, there's like something flying in my eyes from out there. I don't know what it is. I got a screen. I don't know if it's just luck. It can't be luck. But some of them, I'll borrow them. Some of them, I buy them to resell them. Some of them, I buy for myself. Other ones, it's a collaboration with the brand. Throughout all of them, I've never had some that were so bad from American companies. You get me started on the Chinese ones, and I'm not covering the Chinese ones for the most part anymore. We'll get into a different conversation here. But with the American brands that you mentioned, all of them are fundamentally really good once they were set up. But the ones with the best quality control and the most consistent setups where they're playable out of the box. And I'm looking at it like, if you don't know how to set the things up, you just want a guitar and you don't want to hassle, you don't want to have to immediately bring it to a luthier, then the PRS is the safest bet. That's just my opinion. PRS's best pickup is the metal. Do you know there's a really cool PRS for sale on Reverb right now? A guy made a parts caster. He took one of the original CE bodies. Go look this thing up if it's still for sale. It's one of the, it's orange, but it's got the full violin carve on it. He put the metal pickups on it. He's got like black hardware, black pickup rings, some crazy aggressive black knobs on this old CE body, but he took a modern ebony CE24 neck and put it on it. I think the guy only wants like $1,300 for it. It's not my style, but I looked at it and I was just like, damn, like the older CEs looked way better than the newer ones because they got the full violin carve on those. Now it's a shallow violin carve. I don't know. You get used to that look. Like I just associate it with more expensive. That's just me. That's just me. Not that it matters in practice. 12 years ago, your landlord doubled your studio rent to $4,000 a month, had to fit it all in my condo and put it in storage. So all household furniture except bed went into storage. Don't miss it at all. Yeah, he's talking about an actual studio, Aaron. He's not talking about a studio like, a New York City loft. He's talking about an actual studio. And yeah, I can believe that. That space is expensive, my friends. That's expensive. But what can you do? Let me ask you guys. See what's going on here. 34 people in here today, which is interesting because I'm going off my phone. All right. And unfortunately, I didn't think to do this beforehand. This was stupid. This was very stupid. I didn't charge my phone all the way, so I got a notification that it's at 10%, even though it's plugged in. If it dies, it dies. If he dies, he dies. Classic movie quote. So let's get to it. Last thing I want to mention, actually, before I make this, is going to be amp month. I got an amp coming today, and I got I don't know, nobody commented on it last week or on the last video. The Supro amp, the Airwave. That's going to be the first one for June. I'm going to show you guys. And then a different amplifier will be after that. And then one more. I know honestly, I think it's all crazy too. And we'll see what happens after that. Maybe a hybrid thing where we try and make the Quad Cortex play nice through an actual speaker cabinet, not through headphones. I don't love playing for headphones. Okay, so let's see here. If you had to pick, all right, Fender, okay, new, American Vintage reissue, Silver Sky. All right, what are my other big ones here that you can actually get in this country? Who else make really popular S-style guitars in America that you can actually buy everywhere? I don't know if I want to count Sir in this. Sirs are too freaking modern. They're too modern. No, I'm not going to count Sir. I'll give you K-Line, though. K-Line. Springfield. Other. Please comment. All right, there you go. Let me know. You had to pick one of these right now. Brand new. No, none of this used nonsense. You have to trust it brand new. Which one are you picking? Why? Nash. No, thank you. I can't deal with half the paint being missing. And I can't deal with, more importantly than that, I can deal with a little bit of wear on the body. I can't deal with the neck being shaved where it looks like the wood is rotting on the neck. That looks awful to me. Not just when Nash does it, but Fender's custom shop. When you get into the heavier relics, they do it too. It's repulsive. It's repulsive. And the other thing about Nash is, I mean, aren't they freaking still all parts necks? Well, why would I spend $3,000 on something that I could buy my own all parts neck, the exact one I want, and then I go to the guitar mill, I get the body and the exact finish I want with no wear on it for $500-600, buy whatever pickups I want, hardware I want, and I'm still coming in at half the freaking price of a Nash, and I have no wear on it. If you like Nash, that's cool, man. If you like Nash, that's cool. But to me, the value proposition from them is not there. K-Line, he's doing everything in-house. He's not using other finished parts. He's making those guitars by hand. So to me, K-Line got the recommendation. They made the list. Ibanez, no, way too modern. Way too modern. Not that there's anything wrong with the Ibanez. I like the Ibanez stuff. But I'm talking about like classic sort of S-styles. Not modern sort of S-styles. And all the ones I listed are definitely on the vintage side of things. Buy a piano, less drama. Where are you going to put it? You couldn't even fit a piano in your place in New York City. If you live in a glass house, don't cast stones. But he's right, though. You buy a piano once we talked about this, you're done. That's the end. You're not buying another one and you're not shopping for anymore. Because once they drop it off, first of all, you're not reselling it. That's a pain in the ass. I don't know if any of you guys have had to sell a piano before, or you've ever inquired about purchasing one, and then you contact the people that'll actually go and pick it up and drop it off. It's a nightmare. You buy the piano once and you call it a day. I hardly ever hear a clarinet chat group complain. I can't ever think of a clarinet group outside of when I was a kid. Oh no, batteries at 5%. We may be cooked. Oh, hold on. We're gonna do something I don't like to do. If you think I'm crazy and it looks like I'm picking at something, it's because I am. I'm one of those people. I put this over my the MacBook, the camera. Let's go ahead and do this. Edit. Oh God, is it not going to let me switch the camera type? Oh, we're really cooked if it won't let me do that. Shit. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Well, I don't think we have much time left together, fellas, because I think the camera's gonna die. All right. Well, let's see how the poll is going here. 14 votes. If you had to pick new right now, 50% of you are taking the American Vintage Strat. I got a AV61. I like it very much. The Silver Sky's at 7. The Springfield is at 29. Others at 14. That's a tough call, right? It's a tough call. Maybe it's because oh yeah, she's burning up. Phone's burning up. But yeah, anyway, if you could do me a favor, you could like this stream, that'd be great. And I don't know, that stuff matters. It doesn't matter to me, but it matters to the stupid YouTube. And on streams, if people don't engage with the stream, not just in the chat, but with people that watch it after, if nobody comments and then nobody likes it, do you know what happens? It buries you on your next upload. So all those years I was uploading and weekly streaming on here, I was shooting myself in the foot every week for the algorithm. I didn't like doing that. I didn't realize I was doing that. I was just like, well, what's wrong here? Yeah, it takes all this into consideration. So I appreciate that. Still have the AV265. You know what? If that AV265 was the nitro that came on the old AV65s, and the Sonic Blue was the same color as the Sonic Blue that the freaking Mexican reissues got right, we'd be having a different conversation. Those are beautiful. They're actually blue. They're not white. Algorithm enhancement tech. Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb, isn't it? It's dumb. But I'm going to just real quick peep around and see if this has got any juice left. Oh, we're done. We're done. This was a short one today. I'm not ending this by choice. I'm ending this because my battery is going to die and I'm using this as my camera. So if it dies in the next minute and I just cut off, that's why it dies. I apologize. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm going to get to the last comments here. The nitro is getting better over time. Is it turning blue, though? That's the important thing. If it's not turning into more of a blue color, not a white color, I'm not interested. I got a 2016 Mustang base that was made in Mexico. I put that next to an Ollie white Fender. It's very hard to tell the difference between the two of them. That's not a good thing. Not to me. If I order a guitar that has blue in the name, I want it to be blue. I don't care if it's PRS, Fender, or Gibson. Blue guitars should be blue. Well, his battery's dying, but let me tell you something. I don't know if he's setting up for a joke or what he's doing here. But something is afloat. It's not getting darker. You like the cloud blue. I'm not a fan. I'd go with that beautiful Italian rig. I can't remember the name. Beautiful Italian rig. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So it shows other. You would like a Fender, but I've heard amazing things about the Silver Sky and the Springfield. Springfield's cool, man. They're cool. They're expensive now, though. Just like everything else in the freaking world. They're expensive. But Chris is he's building them himself, right? So it's hard to argue with that sort of pricing when it's literally one guy doing it, and he's doing it at such a high level, and he's doing it all himself. He's even wanting his own pickups now. I think the only thing he's still outsourcing is hardware. And that guy's such a lunatic. It wouldn't shock me if he started manufacturing his own at some point. They're making some amazing stretch-shaped instruments in Europe. I got no idea. But yeah, we're kicking out because I'm getting kicked out. Yeah, 1%. Please switch your camera source. Okay, I love you guys. This was impromptu. It was nice hanging out. I'm going to hang out outside now, and then I'm going to go to some sort of technology store of sorts and try and find a way that I can edit videos for you guys. All right? But now I know this works. We can hang out in the lanai more often. We don't have to do it in the dungeon. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate y'all. Dale, if you're here, you're the man. Everyone else, I love you guys. Take care.